every aspect of the course is basically what I thought it would be. You guys do a great
Awesome.
job portraying it, and I think it's worth the money.
Today I'm here with one of my students, Kenny, who went from being an arbitrage seller to having multiple brand direct exclusive accounts opened in just 2 months, which is crazy. And in this video, we will be going over exactly how he did it. And with that being said, let's jump right into the call and kick things off. Kenny, my first question to you is just more general. Can you provide some background on yourself? Why did you get into Amazon FBA, and what made you want to get started and transition to wholesale?
Yeah, of course. So, thanks for having me, first of all. And I kind of got into the e-commerce space. I started out with eBay and dealt with an account deactivation on eBay, and it kind of forced me to move into a different type of strategy online. And I checked out Amazon. I kind of fell in love with it immediately. I got my first few sales within the first few days, and that was 3 years ago. And it's just the OA kind of thing just became a bit of a headache and very stressful. Managing returns, managing, customer complaints, reviews, account health. That just became too much to handle, and I wanted to, build something more reliable and to grow in the future.
Understood. Makes sense. Awesome.
Awesome. And Ken, you're coming off a lot of recent success within the course. A lot of accounts won, a lot of POs being placed, exclusive deals being won as well. So can you just run us through really how this last month or last 2 months has been within your business, and some success you've been able to see within the course?
Yeah, so when I first came into this, I thought it was going to take at least 3 months of, building the basics and starting to learn the wholesale kind of thing. And with the program you guys had, the foundations of, how to set up Amazon stuff, I had already knew, which was great coming into it. So that definitely helped. But then the courses where it's like, okay, how to actually talk to suppliers and how to outreach, that definitely helped expedite things because the way I was doing it wasn't the right way in the beginning. It was more like, okay, I want X amount of this product and I'll buy it immediately. When you guys explained more of you kind of have to work with the brand and become part of the brand, that seemed to, redeem some success with the brands that I was talking to. Um, and it was like 2 weeks where I first got my brand direct account, and that brand direct account is actually becoming exclusive for me in the next week, hopefully.
That is
So, and
awesome,
that's
man.
that's one of the biggest
Congrats.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, love to hear it. That's a big shift, right? Going from the standard, we'll buy your units and we'll sell them on Amazon to go into almost like this Amazon consultant route where you're explaining to brands you can build out listings, you can run ad campaigns, you can get them registered and provide value and grow revenue instead of just taking, a slice of the existing pie of what they're currently doing. So that's definitely a big shift there. And I'm glad you've been able to run with that one and get some more brands under the belt with that.
Yeah, for sure. And so what's like your day-to-day selling on Amazon before when you're doing OA and RA versus what it's like now? Like how does it differ?
So it's actually became a lot less stressful in terms of day-to-day life. My days before were, 50 to 100 orders. I'd have to pack them. It became really frustrating when, the post office would close early and it would lead to roadblocks and then bad reviews.
Yeah.
It was very stressful, and I was in college at the same time. It just was not too enjoyable. Obviously, the money kind of helped out with that, but moving towards this wholesale thing, I have every day I wake up and I just shoot some emails out. I check my inventory and, place a few purchase orders a week, and it's a lot less stressful. That was the thing I was looking for, and that's what I found doing this actually, which was very impressive, and that was kind of the switch I needed for
Yeah,
sure.
that's awesome to hear. Yeah, it's much more scalable than an arbitrage model because like you're no longer ordering 2 units at a time. Like if you need 1,000 units, you just shoot off a quick PO for 1,000 units, and like that's that. It takes 5 minutes. Versus like acquiring huge amounts of inventory and managing all the different orders and order cancellations and everything comes two per box. It's just, it's a lot tougher to scale. So
Yeah. One
that's
of
why I
the
like
one of the
wholesale that
biggest
way.
things was actually driving around. I bought my car last June and I put 45,000 miles on it in a year.
Wow.
So driving around was one of the biggest headaches too, alongside of like, you go out for the weekend and then during the week you kind of put together your orders, and okay, now I have to do it again. And it was just kind of like you
Yeah,
just
that's
don't
a
look
grind.
forward to it. Yeah, yeah, you're like you don't look forward to it. But you just look to the paycheck at the end of the week, I guess. But it
Sure,
just,
sure.
yeah,
You're almost in
life's
the
definitely here.
you're in that constant, loop chase or constant lead chase, always looping, just trying to
I
find new
feel like
items 100%.
and FOMO is on your back every second of the day. So
Yeah, it's very time sensitive. And to be honest, like the FOMO is there for a reason. Like if you're not on on your stuff like on a constant like hour to hour basis, you'll miss out on deals and you'll miss out on the opportunities where that's like where most of the lucrative aspects of arbitrage come into play. But also again, you're building something bigger. You have the relationship built up, so there's less time sensitive nature, and then you can focus back on the higher priority things and the higher leverage things as well in the business, which is always good there. Um, awesome, Kenny. And then right now, how many brands are you currently working with, and how many of those are exclusive?
so I currently have one full exclusive, one exclusive that is me and another seller. And then I'm working on a completely full exclusive with another brand that I have a brand direct with. And then one more brand direct, and these are all great accounts. These aren't like, 20 units a month. These are all like 30, 40, $50,000 a month revenue brands, which are great. And I'm actually bringing on two different brands that aren't on Amazon, but they have a strong presence in the fields that they work in.
Awesome, man.
And I'm excited to actually get the products physically into Amazon and show the brands what they can do.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Yeah, that's awesome. So multiple exclusives within the first couple months. You're crushing it, man. How many purchase orders have you done with these brands so far, and how often do you see yourself reordering? What's like your purchasing looking like right now?
Yeah, so the main brand I'm working with, I'm purchasing about, I'd say one big purchase every week and a half, ranging from like 10,000 to 20,000 a month.
Mhm.
Then the second one is kind of in the realm of 5 to 10,000, and then the other ones are very similar to that.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm spending a crap ton of money, but the ROI on the back end looks really good. So.
Nice. And
Nice.
what does that ROI typically look like on the purchases?
Yeah, yeah. So actually the lowest one is about 50% ROI, and that's moving around 700 units a month, which is great.
Wow.
The best one is like 150% ROI, and that's also
Yeah.
moving like 700 a month.
That's
So
incredible. And yeah, I mean
killer.
that's living proof right there that like I think there's a misconception in wholesale that it's always low margin, like 10, 15% ROI stuff. And sure, that stuff is out there, but there's a lot of like juicy stuff like, 50, 60 plus percent ROI
Yeah,
into the triple digits still out there. I've got them. Not all my accounts are like that, but they're out there. They exist.
100%.
Yeah,
Kenny got them within a couple months here. They're out there. They're alive. You just got to go hunt,
I,
put in the work, and go
yeah,
get them.
I didn't
live.
focus on distributors or anything like that because I was kind of thrown off by, I know a lot of them are get the money in, but the product is quick.
Mhm.
But they're more lower ROI or margins and stuff like that. And I don't really want to fight for, 20% ROI on those. I'd rather take a little extra time and, do a little more research and spend time on phone calls with the brands. I've had to prove myself to two different brands just by showing them listings I've created and stuff. And they were like, you know what, we were like skeptics in the beginning of it because, they're not from the two brands I'm talking about are not from America. So
Mhm.
they're like, we know Amazon works over there for you guys, but how is our product going to work? And I just showed them an example of a European company I brought over and is killing it. So,
Yeah,
I
that's
proved
awesome.
myself
Like,
to them because the stuff you guys show in the course has definitely helped.
yeah, that's huge. And you touched on a really good point where once you have one good case study under your belt, it gets even easier and easier to obtain these accounts because then you can show your work like, oh, I helped this brand who's actually your competitor or this brand in the same niche, and here's the work I did. And then they start falling like dominoes. So
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. They're
yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
we know Cam over there actually. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys are big brands over there. So
Yep.
Awesome.
Ramp so quickly. So say on a conservative month, would you say you're spending maybe around 50,000?
yeah,
Okay.
and
And so if you're
I'm
hitting
willing to
at
spend
least,
more.
yeah, always looking to spend more. But right now, if you're spending 50,000, at least 50% ROI, your gross is sitting at a nice 25K per month before everything else. So Definitely
Yeah.
pushing there. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And given your success, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who might be in the same position you were before joining? And what would you say to someone on the fence about wholesale or taking the next step, with the program
The
or
main
our
thing I'd
program, I
say,
should say?
yeah,
Yeah,
the main thing I would say is coming from an OA background, I only thought of the products as just like a dollar that's going in my pocket. I didn't really care about the brands or anything like that. And I fell in, on Instagram, everybody's getting these messages and these videos of, try wholesaler. This is how you open accounts. And the Smart Scout route works, but what I would tell myself back then is, think outside of the box. Think of like not just trade shows and Smart Scout. Think of, Instagram or TikTok or anywhere you can actually physically see a brand and see that there's traction on it should be a route that you need to go down because I found multiple brands that I've made accounts with that were just on TikTok and millions of views and the product isn't on Amazon. Uh, and it's just I think the traditional way of thinking works, but it's a lot more competitive and you can really provide some value to brands that are, not familiar with this that aren't on Amazon, which is kind of cool. And it's just focusing I see myself as part of the brand when I'm talking to them. Like I want to grow the brand as if it's mine. And a lot of them have been like, that's actually awesome to hear because everybody just wants to buy from us. They don't
right,
care about, promoting it or fixing it or making it better.
for sure.
Uh, and that's one of the bigger successes that I have with these companies. Like it's it's just me you're working with and it becomes part of my life too. Like I become part of the brand.
Yep.
So they definitely have liked that.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic advice. In general, like that paradigm shift of how can we align our goals together as like the brand and myself and achieve growth. The partnership can be mutually beneficial that way. And then yeah, thinking outside the box is great. Yeah, definitely worth it to keep an open mind. So yeah, great advice for sure. And
Definitely.
yep.
Definitely. And last question here, Kenny, for you. If someone is watching this and they're considering working with ECG in the program, what would you say were the most valuable parts of the course? Was it, the systems? Was it the support from the one-to-one mentorship with me and Dan? Or would you say it's something else within ECG?
I'd say it's a touch of everything. The support that you guys give is great. The background knowledge that you guys have combined is amazing. All the videos and all the text that you guys provide, really touch upon like this is the best strategy to do because it's tried and true. And it's not like, oh, you could try this, like advertising, for example. You guys know what you're doing. And the course modules, they really streamline it for you. And then the one-on-one support, asking a question, hey Jack, I got hit with this issue. What should I do in this, scenario? And getting a quick response is very crucial because that makes or breaks like really, winning an account. Because if it takes 2 days and somebody else beats you to it, that really stinks. And I actually had that happen a few weeks ago. A guy beat me to an account. Um, and yeah, I mean, every aspect of the course is basically what I thought it would be. You guys do a great
Awesome.
job portraying it, and I think it's worth the money, especially like the building VAs and building websites and all the little extras you guys got going on.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
I
great to
appreciate it,
hear.
man.
Thanks for watching, guys. And if Kenny's story relates to you and you'd like to learn more about working with us directly, just check out the link below for more information.